Have you ever wondered how hope survives in the darkest of places? Two men sentenced to life discover something that defies prison walls.
No longer a danger to society.
A bond that grows into a powerful story of hope, friendship, and redemption. Welcome to the International Cinema Expressway, where every turn and every cut celebrates great cinema. Next stop, the unforgettable masterpiece, The Shawshank Redemption. This isn't your typical Stephen King tale. No monsters, just cold stone walls and a deeply human story where inmates confront their inner demons in search of solace. It begins with a man, drunk and unraveling, loading bullets like he's writing the end of his story. No dialogue, just flickering shadows and heartbreak. Then, the courtroom. Andy Dufresne, played with chilling stillness by Tim Robbins, sits at the center of a storm. The double murder of his wife and her lover. He barely moves, but somehow you can't stop watching.
I hereby order you to serve 2 life sentences back to back.
And just like that, Andy is swallowed by the walls of Shawshank Prison for life. Then comes Red, smooth-talking, sharp-eyed, and honest in a way only a long-time inmate can be. Morgan Freeman doesn't just play Red, he is the soul of Shawshank. We meet him at a parole hearing where hope is just a formality. As Red says,
And I can honestly say I'm a changed man.
Red's no ordinary inmate. He's the guy who gets things. Calm, sharp, and well-connected. Red sees Andy Dufresne as just another new fish. Even bets he'll crack on his first night. The new inmates are greeted with screams, beatings, and a twisted ritual that's more torment than tradition. Warden Norton and Captain Hadley rule with fear, and for the newcomers, it's a nightmare they won't forget. Red loses the bet. To everyone's surprise, Andy makes it through the first night. No tears, no breakdown, just silence. And in Shawshank, silence speaks louder than words. Meanwhile, Andy endures repeated assaults by Boggs and his gang. A grim reality in Shawshank, where such abuse is sadly routine. What's remarkable is not just that Andy survives, it's how he survives. He often takes bold risks, like offering financial advice to Captain Hadley, a guard known for his violent temper.
35,000. All of it. All of it.
A single misstep could have cost his life. Instead, it pays off. Cold beers for the crew on a blazing rooftop. A taste of freedom in a place built to crush it. Red sees it, feels it. And when Boggs finally pays for what he did, a brutal, fitting reckoning, Andy begins to breathe a little easier.
What do you want?
Rita Hayworth.
What?
This film marks Morgan Freeman's first outing as a narrator, and it's nothing short of iconic. Chosen by director Frank Darabont for his rich, resonant voice, Freeman doesn't just guide us through the story, he becomes its heartbeat.
I think it would be fair to say I liked Andy from the start.
As the story unfolds, Andy quietly lands on the warden's radar. He's reassigned to work with Brooks, the prison's gentleman. What seems like a routine placement is actually a strategic cover, a way to tap into Andy's real value, his sharp financial mind. With Red by his side, he strikes a quiet deal and sets his focus on something bigger. Tragedy strikes when Brooks is finally granted his freedom, only to take his own life days later. It's a haunting reminder that, for some, prison becomes more familiar than freedom. His death lays bare the harsh truth behind so-called rehabilitation, the deep isolation and loss of identity that long-term inmates carry. Then comes a moment of quiet rebellion. French opera pouring through the loudspeakers, stunning the inmates into stillness. For a fleeting moment, Andy reminds them that there's still beauty beyond the bars. It's one of the film's most stirring and unforgettable sequences. A decade into his sentence, Andy completes a fully functional library, a tribute to their late friend Brooks. But progress comes at a price. To keep his work alive, Andy is forced to assist the corrupt warden with shady financial dealings. Still, Andy stays one step ahead, creating a ghost identity, Mr. Randall Stevens, to keep his own hands clean. The turning point arrives with Tommy Williams, a young inmate whose shocking revelation could prove Andy's innocence. Andy takes the truth to the warden, but instead of justice, he's thrown into solitary, while the warden takes care of Tommy in the most brutal way possible. Behind his Bible and polished words, Norton's true nature is exposed: ruthless, corrupt, and willing to kill to keep his secrets buried. After leaving Red with a cryptic message, one that would go on to become the film's most iconic quote, Andy quietly returns to his cell. But something feels off. Red can't shake the unease, haunted by the fear that he might find Andy dead by morning. And honestly, we're right there with him. The silence, the tension, it's unbearable. But nothing prepares us for what comes next. Andy is gone, just vanished, no trace. What follows isn't just escape, it's pure cinematic genius. Andy's next stop? The bank, where he cashes in as Mr. Randall Stevens and quietly collects what's owed. Then comes the final move: court summons delivered to the warden and his corrupt crew, ending a long-running scam in one bold stroke. With that, Norton's reign of fear collapses. And somewhere, Red receives Andy's message, a simple note that stirs something long buried. For the first time in years, Red begins to feel the pull of freedom. At his next parole hearing, something shifts. No more rehearsed lines, just honesty. And for once, it works. Red keeps his promise. He follows the path Andy left behind. And what he finds is more than a destination. It's a reunion, a story of unbreakable hope and unforgettable friendship. Andy and Red made us believe in freedom. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us, what should we watch next?